This video is about ethers, another type of organic compound. The functional group of ether is an oxygen atom embedded in the carbon chain. Now this oxygen atom is bonded to two carbon atoms side by side with single bonds. So these oxygen can be attached to an alkyl group or an aromatic group. So these are some examples for alkyl groups: methyl, ethyl, and this is an aromatic group attached to oxygen. Now let's see how to name the ethers. First, I'll discuss about IUPAC names. Now, to do the IUPAC names, simply you can follow these steps which are shown in this slide. It's always easier for you to split the ether molecule into two parts when you're given an ether molecule. So first of all, locate the oxygen atom in this molecule. Now, there should be two bonds side by side bonded to two carbon atoms. Now, you need to split one of these in such a way that you keep the oxygen atom with the shorter alkyl chain and leaving the longer carbon chain separated. To satisfy that, we need to split the molecule from this position here, from this oxygen-carbon bond. Now, once you splitted the molecule, you can have two pieces and take the smaller piece with the oxygen atom and name it as an alkoxy group. So what is an alkoxy group? Now, if there is only one carbon atom, the name will be methoxy. Okay, and if it is two carbons, the name will be toxy. For three carbons, it will be propoxy. Like that, you can identify butoxy for four carbons, pentoxy for five carbons. So the name follows just like the same prefixes that you used for alkane namings, followed by this oxy suffix. Okay, it's just one name, methoxy, ethoxy, like that. So now, according to the IUPAC rules, you need to name the smaller piece as an alkoxy group based on the number of carbon atoms. Now, the bigger piece have to be numbered if there are three or more than three carbon atoms. Okay. Now, ether has to be named with the alkoxy group followed by the alkane name. So you have to specify the number if the alkane chain contains three or more carbon atoms. Now in this example, so you have to start the name from the smaller piece alkoxy name, which is methoxy, and the rest of the bigger piece will be named as propane, and it's the same name as the alkane name. So for three carbon atoms containing alkane's name is propane. Now the name IUPAC name will be 1-methoxypropane. Number 1 is showing the position of the methoxy group attached to this carbon chain. Since it's attached to the carbon number 1, it will be 1-methoxypropane. And there is no any space in between methoxy or propane. It's just one name. Okay. Now, the common names of ethers is very simple. You just have to again identify the two parts on side by side of the oxygen atom, and then simply name it as an alkyl groups. Both the parts are named as alkyl groups, methyl propyl, and the name will be methyl propyl ether. there should be spaces in between the alkyl groups. You just give the names of the alkyl groups side by side of the oxygen atom and um, put the name ether at the end. Okay, at the same time, when you place these alkyl groups, you need to follow the alphabetical order. The methyl group is written first and propyl group next, according to the alphabetical order, the first letter. So some examples of ether names are given here. So the IUPAC name is given first and the common names in parentheses. Now, in this molecule, we see that oxygen atom is attached to two ethyl groups. So we can split from either side to do the IUPAC name. If we do it like this, since there are two carbon atoms, it will be ethoxy and ethane. And we don't do numbering in this one because there's only two carbon atoms and the name will be ethoxyethane. So the common name will be, since there are both of them are ethyl groups, we say simply diethyl ether. We don't say ethyl ether, instead we can say diethyl ether. Okay. In this molecule, now we need to identify where's the ether functional group and how can we split the molecule. Now, if I look at the two bonds, this oxygen carbon atom and this oxygen carbon atom, by splitting the molecule from here will give me this methyl group attached to the oxygen atom. So now this part of the molecule can be named as a methoxy group. Methoxy because there's only one carbon atom. The rest of the molecule will be named as butane because there are four carbon atoms. Now I have to number the carbon chain, giving the smallest number possible for the carbon atom containing the ether functional group. So I will start numbering from this end, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the name will be 2-methoxybutane. In this example, so where do we have to split the oxygen carbon atom? Now, if I look at the two sides of the oxygen atom, so this side contains two carbon atoms and this side contains how many carbon atoms? It has 6 carbon atoms, right? So there are 6 carbon atoms, so I need to keep the oxygen atom with the smaller number of carbon atoms. So I will split the molecule from this oxygen carbon bond. Okay. Now this part will be named as ethoxy and this part will be named as benzene. It just like this same alkane name. Now the common name, you see a difference here. So this part of the molecule is named as ethyl, and now we don't say benzene to this part. Instead, we say phenyl. Phenyl is the name that we give to the benzene ring when it is attached as a substituent. Okay, so since we in this molecule we said it's diethyl ether, it's like ethyl and ethyl groups are there. So just like that, we give the name phenyl when the benzene ring is attached like a substituent. So therefore, the common name will be ethyl phenyl ether. Okay, and this last example. So to do the IUPAC name, it's a very symmetrical molecule. You can break up from any side of the oxygen atom. And then once you name it as an alkoxy group, the alkoxy name for the benzene ring with the oxygen atom will be phenoxy. Now, okay, because that alkoxy group, in the alkoxy group explanation, I mentioned if there is one carbon, it's methoxy, methoxy, propoxy, like that. If there is a benzene ring, you need to say it as an um, phenoxy. Okay, phenoxy is the name for benzene ring when it has to be named as an alkoxy group. So the first part will be phenoxy, and the rest of the molecule will be named as a benzene, phenoxybenzene. The common name will be diphenyl ether, since there are two phenyl groups side by side. So that is about ethers and their names. And now you can try to do some examples from the problem set.